Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think I need to tell you what to do. I'm going to give the microphone to Dan. So, there you go.
Huzzah!
Huzzah. Oh, I'm ready.
Should I still do the music?
Do you want to play your own intro music?
Sure. It's Dan. The improvisational genius! Yeah, I worked on that all afternoon. I bumped into Janet at the Fringe Club the other day, and she said, "Oh, I've got a Sunday." She said, "Oh, you're on tomorrow night?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Great." And I said, and I got all overexcited, and I said, "Yeah." And you know what? I've been thinking this time I'll do a song on piano. And she's like, "Great." I'm like, "Great." And then I walked away and went, "I don't have a song on piano." And then I thought, fuck, and I tried to write a song all afternoon, and I failed. And so what I've basically done is just taken all of my material and set it to music. So now we have a musical version of what would otherwise be just bog standard stand-up, really. Okay, so, everyone hear that? So this right here is the power of little advertising at work. And I can see quite a few of you out there thinking, yeah, I feel like an apple. A glowing white apple. I wonder if there are any orchards in Maralinga. Ergonomic issues. This gear actually takes up quite a lot of room in my house, and I've actually been looking for a new place. And a friend of mine, yeah, I know. It's such a significant decision I had to change chords. We're looking for a new place, and a mate of mine said, "He's got a warehouse." I said, "Fantastic, can I see your warehouse?" He said, "Yeah, it's right here." And he points to a small dog. And I said, that's not a warehouse, that's a small dog. He's like, no, yeah, it is. It's a small dog, but you know, every full moon, bang, turns into a house. That's just a bridge to let that sink in. So who here likes Tom Waits? Anyone here like Tom Waits? Yeah, just a show of hands. Anyone down the front here like Tom Waits? Hey, what's your name then? Beck. And what do you do, Beck?
I'm a librarian.
You're a librarian. Well, you know, if Tom Waits was singing about a librarian, so it might go something like this. I was standing in the convenience store, and a beautiful woman walked in. A bell rang and my pants fell down. I thought, that's convenient. She was a librarian. She noticed that her name was Beck. I said, "Beck, you're not going to like me. I can only remember one thing at once." She said, "I don't care." She said, "File that under Dewey Decimal 0001, paranormal. You're a paranormal man." I said, "Well, I'm certainly not normal, so that must be the other thing." She said, "You know, you're tall, you could reach my high shelves." I said, "I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you with elves." She said, "You smell." I said, "Well, that's swell." Have you met my friend, the Archbishop George Pell? We went down to the library, and we perused some books, and then we perused each other with some dirty looks. And then we bent our arms and we interlocked the crooks, committing crimes on each other's bodies all night by reading Dr. Seuss by the candlelight. A pink, purple, pleasuring man picked himself up in his own pants just because he can and threw himself away, because today is the day that your librarian friend's gonna have her way. I'm going to kill Tom Waits just so he can roll in his grave. So I read today there was an Ig Nobel thing came out. The Ig Nobels are the sort of hilarious compliment to the Nobel Prize. And look, it basically reminded me, you know when you were a kid, and pause for thought, change chords, it's cool. My C, the middle C stuck down, bitch. You know when you were a kid, and you know you had hiccups in class, and everyone's got a suggestion for hiccups. There's, oh, breathe into a paper bag, oh, have a fright, you know, drink backwards from a glass of water. I used to do that all the time, and eventually I realised it doesn't work. You just have to wait. And then so the teachers always say, well, you know, one day science will find out how to cure hiccups like that. And they said, my teacher said, and they're always trying to do this, they're saying the power of ideas is going to propel that idea around the world, and it'll cure people of their hiccups, and that is the power of ideas. And you know, I believed her at the time, but now I'm an adult, I didn't think that all ideas are going to travel so easily. And that's what I thought when I read this Ig Nobel Prize. Because they found the cure for hiccups. The only thing they found that could cure hiccups was a rectal massage. Now I think back to being that kid in high school, and maybe the teacher knew the answer and maybe they didn't. Maybe it's been known for all time and they just make up this shit because imagine you're a teacher, some kid says, hey teach, I've got the hiccups, what can I do about that? And they say, I can't tell you, I would be fired from my job. Wow, we're about 3 jokes in. So I'm going to tell you some bawdy jokes now, and that requires a bit of this. Now, it remains to be seen whether I can do such a complicated bass line while I actually speak. With my left hand, no, I can't. So, I had a friend of mine. I'm making it really hard right now, can you tell? I had a friend who, he revealed to me one day that he has a very cheesy cock. And so, of course, this is the bawdy section, people, go with it. And so, of course, we thought up some nicknames for him. I said, he puts the brie in breeding. And despite all my teasing, he insisted he was cheddar-sexual. But I find it somewhat disturbing that one of my friends has a cock that if you wrapped it in plastic, put a string around it and slapped on the Kraft logo, it looks somewhat like something I would have eaten in primary school. Ooh. Anyway, he met another friend of mine. This was a girl, and her vagina was so yeasty. But when the sun hit her bed in the morning, the wet spot rose. Like a loaf of bread. So it was almost fate that they should get together, and they became swingers. They were always inviting other couples around for what they called their bread and cheese nights. That's the really raunchy part of the show. Okay. Oh, I forgot one. Laptop tells me I'm not done, and that I need an apple and cancer. That's terrible. I was standing in the shower the other day, feeling very relaxed, and lo and behold, some strange goo comes circling out of the plug hole and shoots up my cock, and my cock gets hard. And I thought to myself, well, that's an anticlimax.